I'll be honest, I still feel Secret's draft is more likely to win for me. But we talked about the Lycan possibility earlier in the draft, and it has come out in the end. I like it. It's a good way of getting on top of the drought. It's okay against Huskar as well, like you say, try and get through him quickly. But I just feel like as long as Secret get off to a good start, and between the Earthshaker, the Avenger, and the Enigma, like this supporting cast behind the two cores of Secret, I feel like they should be okay if they can hit this really good timing, especially around the first Roche. They can get that Aegis for themselves.
Prepare for battle.
So, YapzOr, is he starting with the boots? Yeah, he is. This is a standard build at the moment. You just get the boots and the 2 clarities, just wandering around, trying to get some Fisher blocks off. Especially with this Huskar on his team. I mean, if this TA ever gets blocked off by a Fisher, she's in trouble. From the Radiant? I feel maybe they thought that Liquid were going to be playing... They might have thought that Liquid were going to be putting a sentry that would have blocked off the normal spots. They just want to put it further along so that they can see the rune all the time. You know, possibly see any rotations coming towards mid as well. It's like if you're this Lycan, right, in the safe lane, you kind of don't want your support to be with you against the Enigma because you can't really pressure the Enigma out of lane. You know, the wave's always going to be coming towards him. So you might see this Lycan support in the lane rotating towards mid a lot.
The battle begins.
Yeah, but when you have the Earthshaker on your team, he wants to block the wave. Like you see, there's an Enigma as well. They can't really contest the runes that well. So they're quite happy to just set their lanes up the right way instead. You're going to block again with the... No, he's just going to let the range creep go instead.
Denied.
First blood, and you had better get used to it.
I was going to say, this is like some guy in a pub. He's like, oh, as if this matchup isn't hard enough. I have to play against YapzOr and a Shaker roaming around onto me as well. Like, please just leave mid alone. Let me have a game. Like, come on, guys. Yeah, when you're Liquid here, you really just want to force the 2 support spot because they're a little bit greedy. GH. I mean, this is just a trade. Like, this is just a trade farm lane. But obviously, when you have an Enigma in the lane, Zai's going to be very happy with that. Just constantly denying the range creeps.
Dare.
Down in the spot lane as well. Oh. It's cleverly moving around. Yeah, I wonder at what point he has to just try and start jungling here on the Miracle, because already you see mid one's just bullying him off the lane completely.
Chill out.
Ours.
The thing is, though, is like it's really good that you're pressuring this Drow Ranger in the lane, because it forces the two supports to sit here and sap his XP to stop the Drow Ranger getting closer to 6. But at some point in this game, when Nisha does get 6, he's just going to hit that top Radiant jungle with where the Ancients are and just catch up. Like, and if mid 1 and Zai are both having an absolutely free game at this point, is it worth pressuring the Drow this much? But I think I don't see a better situation for Liquid in the laning stage with the setup. It's very difficult for them.
Regeneration.
Yeah, Miracle has had to go back to jungle already. Not nice for him, but there's, you know, this is the best scenario, unfortunately, with the way the game's going.
No.
Gage might be in trouble.
Wish fulfilled.
Elemental gold.
There's still one hovering around on the top side after Zai picked one up, just because he wants to get back to lane, but I'm sure someone will go and pick it up at some point. Yeah, exactly. Oh, maybe I have a feeling he might have meant to say that Miracle's missing, that we should do something, but I think he accidentally nipped him instead. But yeah, I mean, with this Earthshaker, like you say, there's not really anything they can do mid. So,
Weep some more.
Radiant structures are fortified.
look at GH and Courage just walking all the way top towards Zai. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. They really don't want to let him take this tier 1 tower with the catapult.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
My sojourn ends here.
You die before your time.
Oh, bot lane.
Kingdom is dust.
The lanes are lined with the likes of you.
So Miracle's actually got more XP than the Huskar at the moment just because of how well he's been jungling and how efficiently he's been doing. It's very surprising. He obviously doesn't have as much net worth because of the early start, but obviously a lot of the creeps are small. top lane though as well. YapzOr really wants to make a play around the black hole here.
Invisibility.
Okay, so Zai's actually not... Ooh. There's a point in meld as well, so there is that little bit of extra burst from him. Kind of...
Consciousness is better.
It feels good to get that off my chest.
The bot lane as well.
Radiant's
MC.
bottom tower is under attack.
The ultimate sacrifice.
It looked to be like such a clean gang for Liquid. Like they knew the Shaker was there because Miracle scouted him out before, but thought they could burst down the Enigma before YapzOr could do anything about it. But unfortunately, with the way that Zai's built, because he has this buckler, he's a little bit more tanky than they possibly would have thought, especially from this physical damage coming through from the TA.
Too close to the streets. You
I'll take your tribute.
He's third in net worth. Bidwan's gone.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Nisha, bot as well. Oh. He should just about manage to TP out there before they had any more stuns up to cancel his TP
Radiant's
as well.
middle tower is under attack.
Wish fulfilled.
Is he the greatest of all time? It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to say if there's a greatest of all time without talking about different positions as well, because like, how do you compare a 4 to a 1? It's very difficult. Oh, come on, man. Don't do this to me. But now Nisha's hit that level 6. He's going to hit that Radiant top jungle like we talked about. Mid lane. Got the sentry down though. What? Oh, he turned his armlet off as the core stick went off. Oh. It won. I'm really happy I didn't carry on that conversation about the greatest of all time, because I was about to make something. I was about to say something about mid one as well, but after that, you know, we've got to reassess our options, I think.
Invisibility.
Interesting skill build from Puppey as well. Normally we see people max out the Wave of Terror just for the extra physical damage amp, you know, Roche potential and whatnot. Oh, actually mid lane, hang on here. The mech.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now Secret are all gathered around the mid lane. They might just look to try and push this tier 1 down here. She, you know, based around side with this mech, with Puppey, taking the auras.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant
So
structures
YapzOr's about
are
1,000 gold away from his blink. We talked about that 15-minute mark. He's going to be a little bit slower than that, unfortunately, for him. But it's still going to be at a decent time, especially when he's gone for the Tranquil Soaring first.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scattered. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Your Shan has fallen to the Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But at the same time, for Liquid, they at least get something in return. They get the bot tier 2, so not completely free for Secret. I think Liquid understand that without the Lycanroc, they can't really contest that Roach Pit. Very difficult for them. They'll take whatever they can get off the map. I wonder if this Enigma is going to build like a Crimson Guard after the Greaves this game, or whether he just wants to go Arcane's mech, then go for like some other kind of aura item, or if he'll finish the Greaves. There's a few different choices for Zai this game. I feel like you really want to, you know, base your whole item timings around this early push that they can go for. The Enigma, like possibly, but will he go for Greaves? Like he's got Blink queued up now. Yes.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied. Radiant are scanning.
Elemental gold. Gold for me. Settle. Materiality is
Same time, the Miracle's pushing down bots, so Secret are going to have to send somebody to deal with this. You know, they're not going to freely be able to take all these towers. Yeah, the YapzOr's going to be the one that has to deal with this. He really wants to finish off his blink here as well, but with Oracle and Lycan rotating in, Secret have to be a little bit careful here, especially YapzOr.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Look at Zai coming in though. She's gone. Do you remember that Miracle Tough game that we talked about? What happened? I mean, he's just been free farming for like the whole game so far, it feels like, in the jungle. Like, Secret haven't really contested him because they've been more focused on trying to hit their own item timings and then grouping up. But in the meantime, you know, Miracle's found up this Deso. He's got the Blink coming out in the Courier as well. Completely taken over this game. He can blow any of these Secret heroes up now, it feels like.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh. I mean, like, Secret have this Aegis. Or they had the Aegis, sorry, but they weren't able to do anything with it at all. Like, Liquid just forced them back to their base and kind of just picked them off one by one. The Miracle jumping in and finish off Nisha first in that fight completely destroys them. It gets rid of the aura, gets rid of the silence as well, which is, you know, really good against this Sand King, the Shaman, even the Oracle as well. Matumba's really close to this Necro 3 now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't think so, no. I might be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure I played it recently and I don't think you could.
Your death was a secret I can no longer have.
What?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't think so. It's night time. If they would have had a ward on the high ground, they wouldn't have seen it. Ooh, they get a Helm of Dom kill though.
Radiant's top tower
Nice,
is
200
under
gold to
attack.
Nisha.
Radiant's top tower has
Yeah, they're doing
fallen.
very well. It's not like the Huskar Drow lineup doesn't scale though. You know, Drow scales better than she ever used to, just because of how the new marksmanship works, avoiding armor and whatnot. But this Lycan makes the Drow's game so hard. He's just gonna run into the middle of these fights and absolutely munch this Drow down. So she does have to be careful with his positioning. I guess positioning doesn't even really help that much when the dog's just going to run after you anyway. No, there's not, and it's that's a good shout,
Are
but
scanning.
it's going to take a little while for Xyp if he wants to farm up towards that. The way that the fast tempo that Liquid are playing here. Here comes the Lycan.
I die alone.
What an epi! GH is finding YapzOr. Oh. No, he's there. What? Bamboozled.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
You have to be careful. To be careful here with Liquid because you've used all your spells and Black Hole's still up from Xy. Not really. They still have Echo on Shaker as well. I think you just get the tier 3 and get out here.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
You've got to be careful there for Liquid because especially with the second Roche about to spawn, you take a bad fight on their high ground there, all of a sudden, if it's an early Roche spawn, Secret are just going to waddle into the pit and take that for themselves. And the commanding lead that they're in, you really want to make sure you play around this next Aegis timing for yourself. I haven't really seen much from YapzOr this game. He's kind of been picked off a lot at the start of fights.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anything from you.
There are some things you weren't meant to see, such as tomorrow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, unfortunately for Secret, they can't really turn this into anything though, because all their lanes are pushed in towards them. You know, you've just got to take this time just to carry on farming, push your waves up back the other way, try and get ready to set up for that Roche. PH is so rich on the Shaman. He has Blink Aetherlens and he's working towards that BKB now as well. 7.2k net worth. Almost, you know, he's only 1,000 gold away from mid one. What? Oh, YapzOr. YapzOr, I fucked up, but don't worry. I'll just swap him again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it would have been really nice for them if they got the pick off into the Roche, but like you say, it's just not going their way, unfortunately, this game with the timings. GH has to be a little bit careful down here. Oh, he blinks away from the Fisher.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
But guess who's building a halberd back the other way on the Liquid side? It's MC up in this top lane farming it up. They're really good against the Drow and the Huskar, and without both of the damage coming off from them in the same fight, I don't really see how they take down these cores from Liquid. You need the constant damage from both the Drow and the Huskar, I feel.
Double damage!
You're going to see... It's a part of the game now where both teams are going to start just, hanging around the pit. It's this Mexican standoff. With the way that Drow works, obviously the lanes are going to just push out in favour of Secret. This range creep in the bot lane just going to town. They both just want to play around their high grounds, though. Really difficult for either team.
From the final hill.
I'll take your tribute.
Yeah. This is the thing, if you're Liquid, if you keep pushing this bot lane, somebody's going to have to deal with it. Like, Secret aren't going to be able to take this Roche for free if you really threaten this high ground. Here they go. Tier 3's gone.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom
Oh my god. What?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Two sets of rats just gone.
Has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen to the Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
On the Echo.
Earth, take you!
Wow. So obviously, Secret understand they're going for this Roche. So Liquid call them out on their bluff and say, well, if you're going for a Roche, we're just going to play on the other side of the map and smash your buildings in. I didn't actually see what happened. I saw the end of the Epi from my control, but he just absolutely dismantled 3 heroes by himself. And at the same time, Miracle and... Matumbaman just take 2 sets of racks by themselves, and like it's amazing you get this Echo black hole off, but you've already lost your buildings. Like, Secret do okay in that engagement in their base, but they're not going to get anything to show for it apart from the kills. You know, they're 14k net worth behind all of a sudden.
Dire are scanning.
I think that's fine though, honestly. Having that extra aura available in the team fights. Unfortunately, there's so much burst damage coming out from the Dire side, especially the 2 cores. Like, Miracle's blowing people up. Matumban does a huge amount of damage between all of his summons as well.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Thing is, the way that GH is going to play this fight, though, is that he's going to blink in BKB, cast a shackle on a key target, get really low from all the auto attacks from somebody, and then he can just pop the cheese and still be in the middle of the fight. So I kind of understand why he's got the cheese. He might still pass it across, but honestly, him having it is not a bad thing. Yeah, but at the same time, you really don't want to throw away your lead here. Your Liquid. You've got to play it safe. I don't know if they click on him, they'll see, obviously. Oh, what an initiation.
Radiant's turret has been destroyed. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ending from my
Radiant structures are fortified.
Mind control with this Ags on the Sand King has such a big initiation range. Really difficult for Secret. I love what Matumbaman did in that fight as well on the Lycan. He just sent all of his summons on the Enigma to cancel his blink to stop him from getting into the middle of this fight. Really well played by Matumbaman. Yeah, you forced out the buyback from mid one. You might as well chill until you have all your spells up again. No reason to force a bad fight where you don't have everything up. And you just go and take all the bounties for yourself as well.
I'll take your tribute.
The thing is, like, the way if you see Secret at the moment, they're just stuck in their base. Like, Liquid don't care if they're all just stuck in their base. They're not farming. They're not doing anything. You can just carry on farming up if you're Liquid to just, you know, build your advantage. Are there any key items they're waiting for? Not really. It's like an Orchid on TA might be nice, but he wants to save for the buyback just in case, I think, at this point. This is huge. But man, if Miracle ever gets a bash with the talent at 25. Oh. Okay. Shui's just been sitting here the whole time. But who knows? Because, like, but the same thing, you talk about the Blink BKB on Zai, but if Matumbaman plays the fight the way he did last time, the Yules. No buyback.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, there's that big black hole that you talked about. YapzOr's still really struggling in these fights to get his spells off. He tried to walk into the middle of the black hole to get his Echo Slam afterwards, but somebody used him up in the air. I think it might have been mind control, just to stop him from just getting that Echo off, and he is really struggling. I don't know. It's almost like they're, you know, two of the best teams in the world. Worst. There's a DD. Fun. I'm surprised. I honestly thought he would have bottled that there, ready for the next big engagement. But secret. They're still just stuck inside. This is like, it's amazing that you win fights like this, and yeah, you like start to build up your lead again. But at some point in this game, you have to take the enemy throne. Like, you have to push buildings, and it's gonna take probably about at least another 2 of those fights to be able to do that, I feel. Going on Nisha. YapzOr's gone though.
Let me get my ass back.
I finally look like.
And then
You look for YapzOr that he might get a big ult off, but all of a sudden mind control just with a big counter initiation there to stop any follow-up. That could have been huge there for the secret, but they could manage to get away with only a couple of casualties there. It could have been a lot worse after that Echo Slam. Oh.
illusion.
Blessings.
Lycan is getting absolutely ripped through in these fights, by the way, at the moment. Like, Matumberman doesn't... He has AC. Like, it's not like he doesn't have much armor. But the way Drow works, obviously with this marksmanship, he's just ripping through him still. Now, if she survives that initial burst, then she just kind of stands in the back line. And if they control the Lycan up, there isn't a huge amount of jump left to be able to get on top of Nisha, which Liquid are really struggling to deal with her at the moment, especially with this E-Blade. It's really difficult for them to lock Nisha and kill her.
The hidden ones have blessed me.
Liquid, you just need to shove these wards down. You know, GH is going to get Refresher eventually. If he can get that level 25 talent with the Serpent Ward's HP, yeah, he's going to pick up the Refresher Shard here as well. You just need to take a good fight on the high ground with the wards. Like, if you just shove 2 sets of wards down, just blink in on the enemy and let the wards finish off the buildings. But if you take a bad fight for Liquid, it doesn't really matter at that point. You should be able to get megas just from the double set of wards. Which is so rich. His net worth. Who denies the ward? Okay. A risky play, but fair enough.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Look at the snakes! The snake's on the throne!